technologies that you use in your own work that are particularly useful to you? For example, iPhone, Twitter, blogs, etc. And how do you think that applies to other administrators, teachers, and even students in your district?
Yes, 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 and yes. As I tell all the other administrators, teachers, and even students in our district, that it really doesn't matter because it's all about me anyway. So, no, actually, I find the tools very helpful for a lot of different reasons, and maybe they're reasons that they all have to match what we do. I have a very different job than the administrators, teachers, and everyone else. What I particularly find useful is, I think before I got to the district, blogs were not allowed, and I started a blog, and now we have, I think, over 50 or 60 blogs in the district. And again, I'd like to tell you I started for some altruistic reason. I really didn't. We have very active newspapers in town. I'm not sure if any of you watch the news, but there's a growing anger in the public, and again, I'm not sure my colleagues are feeling that anger, but I think there's a growing cynicism about any sort of public employees, and I end up being the brunt of a lot of that with the town administrator, even in a small town. And again, I like our town. I feel very lucky to be there. It just seems like there's people are hurting, and they're taking out that hurt. Our newspapers in town were stopped, from my perspective, looking for positive stories and really started looking for stories that would resonate. The paper media, as you all know, are also under threat. People are reading them less, so they think the more sensational they can make things, the better. So I really think a big part of my job is to be a storyteller. And I was using a blog to basically tell the district's story and use my own words and get some of the positive things that were happening with our administrators, our teachers, and our students out there. And it's really got to the point now where our schools are communicating through blogs. When reporters call, a lot of times I refer them to the blog. I don't even, because boy, they would misquote me anyway. I said, just read a post, read a story I wrote. You're welcome to take a quote from me, and we'll go from there. So again, that would be a selfish use that I had. And one other quick thing is, again, in Massachusetts, we have a lot of different districts. Again, I've worked in other states where there's county-based districts that are larger. We tend to have town-based districts in Massachusetts. There's a lot of replication from a district perspective in terms of job descriptions, policies, and things like that. And we have a wonderful superintendent's association. And what happens a lot, they have an email blast list. Again, an example, someone will write out, what's your policy on bullying? And everyone writes back. Or what's your starting salary for your administrative assistants? And everyone writes back, and then the superintendent promises, I'll compile all the information and get it back out to everybody. And boy, it just takes a long period of time. And by the time you get all the information back, it's not useful. And so a group that I belong with is called the Merrimack Valley Superintendent's Group. There's about 40 of us. I've started using Google Docs. And what's great about it is if we need to have this type of information, we'll put a spreadsheet up and everyone can fill out the spreadsheet live. We can all see it. It becomes much more useful, and then we can curate it. So I really don't pick an application by name. I pick it by whether it's useful to me or not, because I don't have a whole lot of time for it not to be useful. So again, Twitter, the personal learning networks I have led to great conversations, and I think that's all my time. So thank you.
Thank you.